bulk is done, and it wasn't the best. I reached a peak weight of 181.3 pounds from a starting point of 164.8. I didn't go gym as consistently as normal. I definitely went over my calories a couple times due to alcohol mainly. What a mad lad I am. And I also forgot to weigh myself most days. I made pretty much every mistake in the book. So this means only one thing: it's time to cut. Despite all those mistakes, I still most definitely gained some lean mass over the bulk.
I am now the alpha.
So it's time to reveal it. This is Chubby Kid Cutting Down, I think I'm going to call it, which is basically Joe Phaser's Skinny Kid Bulking Up from Wish. Let's do this.
So you may have been able to guess that with my 10 pounds of weight loss that's already occurred, my cut has actually already started, but despite those numbers, I haven't really been taking it too seriously. The thing is, those 10 pounds have been lost in like 2 months, and a lot of that weight would have been water weight, so it's not actually too much weight lost given the time that it's occurred in. And the reason that I've not been taking my cut too seriously is because I've been injured with my shoulder, but I believe that I am all healed now, so let's start doing this properly. Meal 1, protein oats with a banana. Can't really start your day any better than that. It's roughly 400 calories, just shy of 35 grams of protein, and 100% clean foods. Lovely stuff. And if you couldn't already tell, this is kind of like an intro episode to a potential mini series that I run. So with that said, let's talk some more about the cut. When cutting, what you really want to do is get like as much protein as possible for as little calories as possible. Obviously you want to get in like vitamins and minerals in there as well, but just as basic as possible, you want as much protein for as little calories. And my calorie and protein goals for this cut is currently 2,300 calories a day and anywhere between 150 and 200 grams of protein, because I'm sure you've all heard 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight that you are. I'm 170 pounds as we saw. 170 is like near enough bang on in the middle of 150 and 200. Protein helps keep you full and will also like help prevent any muscle loss that could occur whilst you're cutting, because if you think about it, cutting or being in a calorie deficit is essentially giving your body less energy than it needs. So you've got to do things to ensure that your body takes energy from your fat stores rather than your muscle stores. And one of those things is eating a lot of protein. Speaking of which, meal 2 had about 27.5 grams of it. Some slow cooked potatoes, tuna, little bit of cheese, simple as that. Still only like 275 calories. Not bad. Cardio, very underrated and very misused by a lot of people. Just getting in like 10 to 15,000 steps a day from, for example, 2 dog walks a day, which is what I do, as well as some other stuff, makes like a monumental difference to how many calories you actually burn, because although it's low intensity, it's just keeping you active. I also do some more intense like specific cardio training, like my rugby training, and some like individual boxing stuff that I do. And I mainly do that for the fitness benefits, but they also burn a lot of calories, and I'm not complaining. It means that this fatty can eat a bit more. But in order for all of this to work, you need to pair your cardio training with another form of training. But before that, meal 3. I'm currently running a 5-day split, so 5 days training, 2 days rest, and that is legs, chest and back, shoulders and arms, rest, legs, upper body, rest. And I would normally train 6 days a week, but you know, with 2 rugby sessions and 1 rugby game, as well as maybe 2 of my own cardio sessions that I put in a week, I needed the extra rest day because I'm doing like 10 intense sessions of exercise per week at the moment. Meal 4. Now, one of the hardest things about cutting is when something spontaneous occurs that's likely to mess with your food. For example, your family deciding to go out for a meal in 1 hour's time. That's what's just happened to me. So when this happens, you only have two options of how to deal with it. The first one, you just go with it. You end up going over your calories most likely, but you have a nice time, you eat some nice food, and you make up for it the next day, and the day after, and the day after, and it's just a minor setback in your cut. Or there's option 2, and that's what I'm going to do today. Now there's a couple steps to this. So step 1, look at how many calories you have to play with. Step 2, minus any amount of calories you think you will need after this. For example, me, I'm minusing a couple hundred because I'll need some protein after this meal. Step 3, look at the menu and think about what you want, get it down to like out of a couple things, and then step 4, out of those things you have left, pick the one with the lowest calories, and hopefully that fits with the amount that you set yourself in step 1. I want also for drinks, either have water or like the zero version of something. So here's what I had. I went for the half rack of barbecue ribs with grilled chicken, sweet corn, and chunky chips, which came to just over 900 calories. And I also had a Diet Coke. But then disaster struck. I turned over the page of the menu one more time, and there they were. It was the desserts. My meal had already taken up the 900 calories that I had, but they looked so nice. And I have 300 calories that I left for myself. In my panic, I had to go to the toilet. Do I eat a dessert and go over my calories? Or do I firm it and stick to them? It just looked so good. And there's one here for only 500 calories. I'm proud to say that I stood strong. I left with a chocolate brownie not in my stomach, but just on my mind. And honestly, I'm not sure if that would have been the case if I wasn't filming a video today, but that's what happened. And after dog walk numero dos, it was time for one of those intense cardio sessions that I spoke on earlier, boxing. Well, it's the next day. That was depressing. Well, it's the next day. That was depressing. I'll explain in the pinned comment if I remember to do so, but the session itself was actually good until something happened. But after my boxing, I had a protein shake and then pretty much headed to bed straight after that. I've had terrible sleep for pretty much as long as I remember, so at the moment I'm trying to do some things to really focus on getting better and longer sleep because, well, 1, sleep's very important, but 2, if you think about it, the longer you sleep, the less time you have awake. So therefore, the less time you have to eat food. What can I say? It's genius. And after all of that being 2 dog walks, an hour to an hour and a half weight session, and an intense boxing session, I weighed in at 169 pounds, already a pound down. This cutting stuff's easy. Yeah, we'll see if we keep up that pace. A pound a day, I'll be done in no time. But this was episode 1 of Chubby Kid Cutting Down. If you enjoyed the video, you know what to do. Thanks for watching.